How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. We're reacting to Daredevil Season 2, Episode 9, 7 Minutes in Heaven, which I assume is the 7 minutes that the Punisher will have with Kingpin. They're probably going to give him, you have 7 minutes to talk or whatever before they take him back into custody. He's always in custody, shackle him back up and shove him away. So that's my guess. I can't imagine what else 7 Minutes in Heaven would be in reference to. Maybe Matt talking about being with Karen was like 7 minutes in heaven, something. I don't know. Right now I assume we're gonna pick right back off where we left off. I don't think they're gonna keep us hanging. Hopefully we're gonna pick right back off with the Matt maybe being poisoned here, and Stick's not around, so how are they going to get the poison out of him? Hopefully, he can remember what they needed to do. Let's hope so. If you want to see the full length for this reaction, you can check it out on the Patreon. It's only $4 a month. It's really cheap, man. Go check it out. I got other tiers too, but check that out. So, is this Punisher or Kingpin? Yeah. Glad we're seeing this.
Inmate 5546.
Like, this is a lot of pride being shed right here. I think he's gonna need like the quad XL and the pins. Oh, I love how much emphasis they're putting on him shedding his appearance.
Newbies wear white. That's yours.
Now you're at the bottom of the chain. And now he's gotta Punisher's gonna be fine here, but he's gonna have to make a name for himself. How much are we gonna see? Are we gonna see? I wanna see how he got respect here and wasn't shanked.
We need you to keep your head down and avoid trouble while you're in here.
Gotta do it. Keep your head down. And that's he needs to make a name for himself, or he's gonna get.
Not teach to fly, teach to fall faster. You may have made a name for yourself on the outside, but I run the big box.
See, okay, he's the big guy.
In case you got any ideas about stepping up.
No intentions of doing that.
Got the shit, fat man. I know guys like
You fat as shit too.
I killed most of them. You ain't never seen a throne you didn't want to sit in. So I'm here to make myself crystal clear. There's only room for one of us in this prison. It ain't gonna be you, not ever. Because I'm the kingpin of this bitch.
Now, how is he gonna take that? Keep your head down. It's not like he got into a fight or anything. They're just telling him, don't you even try nothing.
Mind if I sit? Fine.
What is this about?
I won't bother you. Just wanted to meet. I was a mortgage analyst on the outside. 7-figure salary, summer house in the Hamptons. Just made the wrong deal, crossed the wrong guy.
Okay.
Turned out that his brother was some bigwig in the Justice Department. Do they have family? A mother. Should be alone for a while.
I wish I had better news, Mr. Fisk. But the appeal is
Didn't
still
ask
on
you
hold.
here for that.
Oh.
I need
What
you
is
to
he?
write down the following.
Dealing with that guy's mother.
The office of Kaplan and Daredevil. I have a client. His name is Stuart Finney. He needs his legal retainer bolstered.
What?
Andrea Valdez.
She's 62. She lives in Spanish Harlem. Needs her rent paid indefinitely.
What is this?
Untraceable. If you handle it correctly.
Mr. Fisk, I warned you about getting involved.
I'm not sure what he's doing, actually.
Your funds have almost been depleted. Building up your little protection crew wasn't cheap.
Nor should it be.
Yeah, so okay. That's all he was trying to do, was get the protection of them. Okay. I wasn't sure if there's anything more.
This guard you've spoken to. Do I want to know what you'll be asking him to do?
So, okay. That's what he used the last of his money for. So it's just the one guard. He's only got that guy. Man, this is such a long cold open. Holy shit, that was such a good cold open. Whew. Oh, we got everything I wanted and more. I didn't even think we were gonna get that much. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I assume Fisk wants him to take out, needs him to, wants him on his side, but also wants him to take out Dutton somehow. So, okay. Finally back to here. Oh! And he's gonna feel that, billion times more than a normal person. What is going on? What? Is this just her? 'Cause it looks like multiple people, but that could have been like him having double vision. Oh yeah, that's multiple people. Who is all this? People lecture knows, I guess. What the fuck?
You enjoy killing.
Maybe. I thought she was kind of just jumping in there, not knowing what she was doing, but no, maybe she did do it because she wanted to. She liked it.
The first time I took a life, I was 12 years old. I did it because I needed to know that I could.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's way more fucked up than I thought she was. She is crazy. I mean, she gotta go to jail.
I'm not gonna be your goddamn trigger man. I'm not
We're
doing it.
offering you the opportunity to confront the man implicated in the deaths of your family. Yes, I benefit from your actions. But the tide raises all ships, Mr. Castle. If for some reason my involvement diminishes your passion for answers, for revenge, well, that's your choice.
Yeah, like, it's now like, you want to do it either way. You don't want to do it.
How would it work?
He's got him hook, line, and sinker. Again, Fisk looks so fucking goofy
My resources here are
in this
limited, but I can
jumpsuit.
assure you safe passage to cell block A.
I think we should shutter the office for a few weeks.
Yeah,
Maybe
fair.
right after everything that just happened, we need to think about our priorities. To decide how to proceed with Nelson and Murdoch.
Yeah, it might be time to... Even though I don't think that's actually going to happen, from his perspective, it might be time.
Time isn't going to change who I am or what I do.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yes, you do. That's why you came.
I came to talk to my friend, not the vigilante.
They're the same person, Foggy.
They weren't always. You don't get to create danger and then protect us from that danger. That's not heroic.
Yeah.
That's insane. Every time I walk up those stairs, I wonder if today's the day you're dead in your living
I'm
room.
not going to stop, Foggy. Not anytime soon.
He almost did die there.
And to be honest,
Might have been...
I've done it all.
Today could have been the day.
I am. If I'm holding you back, then you should consider closing the office for good.
I'm glad that Matt is saying this, though. Like, they need to draw a line in the sand. I don't know how we're going to resolve this. I don't know how we can. Like, with him still doing Daredevil and...
Both of us thinking about a life outside this office.
Fuck, man, what a depressing episode. But we needed this. It's just it's what's gotta happen. This guy's life.
If I tell you anything, they will kill my son.
Where are they holding him?
Some kind of drug operation.
I don't know what they're doing there. They call it the farm.
Take me there.
I thought about it. But it's a fortress. It's impossible
Getting
to
in
get
it.
inside.
Take me there.
Oh boy. I'm excited for this. Like, this is something I can root for him to be doing, finally.
I'll tell you, in the last week, I've kind of had 10 phone calls from people wanting to know where I'm getting my information.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna help her a job?
What'd you tell him?
Well, you think I told them I took all the credit, but the point is, when my phone calls are ringing like that means that you're shaking the right trees.
He's such a selfish dude, but like, that's what makes him so interesting to me. Oh my god. So fast.
Look, John Doe wasn't a criminal, and he wasn't some innocent bystander in the park either. He was an undercover cop.
Okay.
I was broken between three groups of assholes who barely spoke the same language.
Okay, so that's why it was a calm conversation.
Started the shooting. You tell me who pulled the trigger, who made the order. It wasn't a massacre, asshole.
It was an undercover cop. Yeah, Sting.
They were after the man in charge, the man who organized the whole damn thing. Who's that? Who's that? I want a name. They called him the Blacksmith.
Okay.
The whole thing should have went by the numbers. But he got wise.
Pretty sure she's gonna kill him anyway, though, right?
It's never gonna end, right? Right?
Oh. God damn. Oh, it's a double.
What are you doing? Couldn't have done it without you.
So he doesn't just have one cop. Or those cops were doing it not because of Fisk. Okay. Let's do it! Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh. Yeah. Woo! Oh no, right in the balls, man! Oh. Jesus Christ! Oh my god! Nice! Oh. Hell yeah. Oh boy. Jesus! Oh. Shit, all it takes is one, man. Oh. This guy's still going. Okay, he did. I thought he like gouged his eye out or something. He's grabbed something, I think. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Laying a bunch of corpses bloodied up to hell. Unbelievable. That was nuts. So, Bossman is here. Like, at the farm.
Tell your man to stand down.
You are not the only devil who will walk these streets.
Is this guy also the...
What's in the basement?
The rise.
What the hell is happening?
You are but one man, Akuma-san. You
Akuma-san!
Yo, Ishiro. Hajimata.
It's already started.
That's blood.
the DA's office, obviously the mayor. How high does this go?
I don't know. But I can tell by that look in your eyes.
You're curious.
The rest of you figure it out. So,
That bin look in your eyes.
camped out in here. It's all yours.
Is that Ben's old office? Hell yeah, this is awesome. I'm so happy Karen's working at the Bulletin. I'm not sure if it's gonna be temporary or what, but I hope it's permanent. This is such an amazing feeling.
Did you read that? Yeah, I read it. Look, Ben didn't care, and I don't even.
Yeah. I'm surprised we got it this. Yeah. There's gonna be plenty to talk about there in the discussion. But now she's also working with people who know and accept her for her past. So yeah, it's not that she did anything bad, but it was something, that would affect her in a big way in terms of moral stuff. And just living with it. And thinking that somebody might be coming after her for something. Someone getting vengeance. I can see why now that affected her in a way.
And when one comes across someone with such talent, with such a gift, well,
Gotta use it.
waste.
No. No, you don't.
Yep, figured as much. Holy shit. Even handcuffed, he's beating his ass. Whoop this fat boy! Whoop this fat boy! Jesus. Ain't nothing to him.
Release him! Mr. Fisk, do it now! Everyone warned me that prison would be an inhumane environment. It is. But I find it refreshing. The perfect microcosm of the animal world when an animal wants something, when it needs something. Other things need to be stepped on.
You want me on the outside, so I step on every piece of shit I see. That way nobody gets strong, and city's yours for the taking.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that if you could get me out. Why not just do it yourself?
Because I played the long game, Mr. Castle.
Yeah, he wants to be at the top.
When I'm finally let out of this cage, it won't be to wage war, it will be to win one.
Next time I see you, only one of us walks away.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Counting on it.
Okay, I hope they stick to that. I absolutely want to see Fisk get out and then Punisher kill him. Dude, we're getting so much this episode. I keep thinking like, oh yeah, we're not gonna see. They're gonna cliffhang us on that. Nope. I mean, they're gonna cliffhang us on something, but what's the blood? Blood is coming from there. What the fuck is happening? How much left of the episode? Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Come on. They're transfusing blood into them.
Daniel!
Oh, no.
Daniel!
Also, like, why wasn't Stick able to just do this? Right? There has to be something else. Yeah.
Get down!
Just as I was saying.
They weren't finished.
Nobu? Immortality? Or is this just, that sounded like Nobu, but that also could just be me being racist. But immortality? Maybe? He was set on fire, though. just rubbing it in.
But you won't suffer alone. I'll be here. Because you were right.
Call everyone.
In prison, there's only room for one kingpin.
So, okay. I was wondering, like, how are they gonna sneak him out? Like, there's no way this is gonna work, right? But, nah. Okay. It's just that easy. We're still here! We're still here! Are you kidding me? How does this keep going? Now, is this just Boss Man? But he was so, like, chubby. There's no way this is him, right? Say something. That, come on, it's gotta be! It's gotta be! Yes! Yes! Oh, I'm so happy to see Nova back! Oh my god, it's so cool! Yes! That coat looks so sweet. So was he the one that Bossman was like talking to on the phone, maybe? And also, okay. Yes.
Wait.
Oh!
You're dead. There is no such thing.
What the fuck? Okay, he's taking the big old urn down. Matt's look there, just, what? What do you mean? What do you mean there's no such thing as dead? Now, I can confidently say that was my favorite episode of this season. The first half, it was so depressing, and I thought all of this was going to be a big melodrama episode, but it just kept going. Oh, I need to watch the next episode. Okay, so as I said, definitely 100% favorite episode of the season so far. Like, all the other episodes have been, they blend together so much for me that it's, like, hard for me to really, like, think about, like, oh, was that my favorite episode? Because, I don't know, it sort of trying to, like, remember what exactly happened in the episode is hard, because it's just, like, it's so much more of a continuous plot this season than it was last season, it feels. I mean, well, not really. Last season was a more continuous plot, but each episode was much more, you know, this is Matt handling the Russians. This is Matt handling the Yakuza. This is Matt, you know.
Yeah, like you break down easily into, you know, it's that episode.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, with this, it is actually a lot harder to say, you know, which one is the Punisher episode.
Yeah, or something like that. So, yeah, this episode, though, it helps so much with the book endings of, specifically Fisk with the Kingpin lines. I think really helped book into this episode and make it very memorable. Not just on the prison side of things, but also on the outside of things with the big ramifications with everyone's careers this episode in major ways. And also everything going on with the not Yakuza, well, no, we can't call them not Yakuza.
Are they not
Where's
just
the hand?
Yeah, they're just the hands.
I forgot we have a name for it now. The hand, the Yaminote. Which, you wanted to bring up something with that, right?
Yeah, that, like, in Japanese, te is hands. Like, Yaminote means hand of darkness.
Right. Which, you know, might just be to make it sound not like an MCU thing to just, like, we'll keep it as Yaminote, but we'll just say it means the hand.
Sure.
You know, to make it less like, oh, it's the hand of darkness. But yeah, that is interesting. Maybe we'll get the reveal of it being the hand of darkness, like, later on. But, or maybe they're just trying to, you know, make it less comic booky.
It can go either way.
We'll see. But yeah, so getting into, well, let's start with the prison stuff, I guess. So we I'm glad that Fisk is back in a major way.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, cameo, I wanted to talk to you about something. It's like, Fisk is going to be, I think, for the rest of the season, he's going to be around. I don't think, this is the last we're even going to see of him this season. I think we're going to cut back to him once or twice to see, what he's up to. I don't think he's going to have a big role until maybe, the finale. I feel like we will wrap the Punisher and Fisk up in the finale here.
Okay.
I'm not sure, though. But it would be a really cool final fight to get the Punisher killing Fisk.
Oh,
that would be dope.
I didn't even consider that.
I absolutely want to see that happen. And then that would, create a whole fresh, slate for season 3 and the Defenders and all that stuff going forward. So that's what I'm hoping for, especially with that last line there at the end of, next time I see you, one of us will walk away.
Then I'm counting on it.
Yeah.
Which, oh my god, so ballsy.
Yeah, Fisk had a lot of balls this episode. And that's been the major thing in season 1 was he was a big pussy. He was, everyone could see that he was cowarding out and not, really trying to put his foot down with a lot of stuff and letting people get away with stuff. And it was because he had a plan, and so it sort of had to go that way in order to do it. But he also lost a lot of respect because of that. So this episode, seeing him, just take control like that was fascinating. Because I was expecting this episode to be, him having to try and keep his head down while everyone else is trying to fuck with him.
Right.
But no, it wasn't that at all. He just completely gains control of the whole situation.
It is sort of a rebirth for him.
Yeah.
His plan's gone. Everything he was working towards basically gone. He has, some money. It's not like he's starting from ground zero, but he is, creating a new what is the Kingpin now.
Yeah, and it's interesting, when he comes out, he still wants to be on top, but how is he going to be on top? Does he think that he's just going to go back to being Wilson Fisk, CEO, public guy? Or is he going to try and be more of an underground kind of guy? I don't know. But he says he wants to win a war, so he wants to do something.
Yeah.
He wants to come out on top in all this, but, we have the blacksmith, who seems like what Fisk, sort of was in season 1 also, the guy who is only known as, the employer.
Yeah.
He, nobody has seen his face, he's never, the one that goes to the meetings for that, but he was supposed to be at the Central War meeting.
Yeah.
It wasn't called the Central War meeting, but he was supposed to be there, and that him not showing is what caused everything to go to shit. So the big things now we have are, how did the blacksmith find out? And I guess that's really the main thing. Just how did he find out? Because there's not really a mystery going on with the undercover cop and the sting operation and everything like that. Well, actually, there's still the big mystery of why was there guns everywhere? Why were they planted in the hot dog stand, in the carousel, in trash cans and stuff? If it was a sting, the cops would not be doing that.
Yeah.
So that there's no way that was the cops. But was that just we'll stash guns around in case something goes wrong? There was also a sting going on, and so the blacksmith didn't show because of the sting, and they went and grabbed their weapons that they hid just in case. I suppose that is, how it went down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything mysterious-wise going on with the undercover cops. I guess the fact they're hiding one of them, you know? But, the fact that the cops would be doing an undercover sting on something like this, sure, that makes sense. But, there's clearly something more. On the surface level, it makes sense. So there's not, a mystery that I'm but, there's gotta be something more to it. But I can't quite, I don't have a question.
Right.
So, we have, we were interested in Dutton in this episode, leader of the prison, a guy who's not working with, any of our 3 factions, who was the guy who was just, brokering the deal. The guy who's just making sure it was all going down fine. And that also explains why they were all talking so calmly and everything. That, if the gangs were communicating with each other, probably would have been a lot more hostile. But because they were communicating with Dutton, and there was going to be also another, middleman with the blacksmith, there was, that's why it was, calm at first. That's why it seemed... I didn't know if they were colluding with all this, but no, that does not seem to be the case.
No.
It is just that that explains it. The name the blacksmith. So we have Potter, who is now, suiting up Daredevil. They were coming to him for other suits and stuff like that. But what about this? What about the blacksmith? Is he also some sort of suit maker? A lot more than that, but that is his one big thing. Or is it weapons? Or the blacksmith could be related to the hand as well,
possibly
with everything that's going on there. The blacksmith, as in the creator, or something. I don't know. I mean, blacksmith is clearly a person. I don't think it's tied to whatever Nobu is doing. In my theory that I'll get to in a second when we get to that stuff. But I think Nobu is going to something not human. So I don't think the blacksmith is whatever it is downstairs in that place. I think it is maybe I don't know. Because then it seems like they were definitely implying that the guy that, the older guy that was, I kept calling the boss, they're implying that he was the boss of the hand, but, is it really him? Or is he just, a figurehead for the secret boss?
Right.
Which is a classic Japanese thing to do. So, I'm wondering if that is the case. Because, I mean, he's not intimidating, he had some nice lines, some mystic, and some the Aqua-san, killed it. But yeah, I don't know if he's the real boss or if he's just the figurehead for the group, the public boss essentially. Yeah. So, I mean, even Fisk had that with someone in episode 1 there was McClintock or whatever who was the president of Union Allied that they had take the fall,
right?
And everything's even he had a face man who was supposed to be, but then he had to come out in public and be himself anyway. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the blacksmith. I got no real theories there.
Okay.
I mean, I got a lot of theories, but I got nothing concrete. Right? I threw out a ton of shit, but nothing that I'm holding to.
Fair.
So, so going back to Fisk and the prison and all this, you're talking about how, this is a new start for him and all that. I loved his line about, this is the perfect microcosm of the animal world.
Yeah.
That whole speech. And, yeah, the balls that he had to constantly tell the police to, stay back while he was handling all this, gotta give him respect. And I'm also way more fascinated in him because, with all the family stuff that he keeps bringing up, that is definitely a facet of him. But I do love how much the Punisher is just shut the fuck up. You have no fucking right to just. I don't want your fucking pay. Don't try and sympathize with I'm also a family man and
right.
Cut this shit out. We're both criminals. And you can have whatever you want inside, but trying to work people with that, definitely Frank fucking hates that shit. Because Frank keeps all that inside. He is totally you keep it in. And you do your criminal shit separate. Which, that is what Fisk got so pissed about originally with Ben and everything like that, going and getting into his family. Whereas now he's bringing up your family, I considered it a tragedy and everything like that. When it's still even just mentioning Fisk's mother would piss him off.
Yeah.
And so it's he's doing the exact thing to Frank that he hates himself. Which I didn't even realize that until I'm talking through it here. But I wonder if that was a power move on his end and not him trying to work him with sympathy. If he was I really want to dig this in, I want to be an asshole.
I mean, I think Fisk is pretty hypocritical in general.
He is.
Like, if someone put a hit on him, he would not be calm. Yet, when he put a hit on Punisher, he walked in and was like, yeah, so, I tried to tie up a loose end. Didn't work. It's fine. We're cool.
Yeah, I mean, he is super hypocritical, but I don't know if that specifically was him being hypocritical or if that was him trying to, I don't know. Anyway, his lawyer actually made a pretty strong impression, by the way. Donovan. I don't know if we'll see him again or anything, but Fisk having, the fact that he's Fisk's lawyer, I feel like we gotta see him again.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like, weirdly, like, they were talking about, like, you're running out of funds, you can only afford one cop and all that, but then we do see that he had multiple cops in his payroll here, in this episode. So I'm not really sure what that was about. I'm not sure he was supposed to be just making money that fast to where he was able to, make up the cost and pay double what Dutton was paying them all. Like, I don't know. Or if he did dip into Vanessa's funds.
If he dipped into Vanessa's funds, I think we would have definitely seen him say it at some points.
Yeah.
Like, he was very adamant about it.
But, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I'm just supposed to go with he made that much money that fast, but it seemed like it was not that much time.
Yeah, but, like, there was clearly, like, some amount of time that passed.
There was some amount of time that passed, but, like, again, Dutton is running this prison, and he's paying the guards double what Dutton is paying them. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But, like, alternatively, Dutton might be paying a lot of a lot of guards, whereas Fisk really just needs to get a couple for this specific thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like it's, yeah.
Like, what I'm thinking is that he used up...
Doubling it might not be that much.
Yeah, and I think he's used up, like, all of his outside funds. Now he's only using inside funds, and he has to, like, he's... Like, because his whole... Like, because he isn't the kingpin of the prison, he actually has more freedom with what to do with all that money.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, once he steps into Dutton's shoes, then he has to start picking up everything Dutton was doing. And that might mean, he can't afford to pay the guards double.
True.
But at that point, there's no other competition, so screw you guys, you're getting paid normal again.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't know, then they would be like, well, screw you, then we're not fucking working with you anymore. Like,
True.
That shit can break real fast. Like, they could get in trouble, too, but there's certainly stuff that... Kingpin has no evidence that they're working with him.
Yeah.
So, like, if they, that could break real quickly.
I mean, it's a tricky scenario, but as we've seen, Fisk's got balls.
He does. He's willing to do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, we got half the police force fucking, arrested for being corrupt, and now half the fucking police force is corrupt again. It's just, you cannot... We gotta stop making him able to earn this much money in prison. So much money! But, okay, so, okay, we cut back to Matt. They were able to get the poison out of him and everything like that. I say they, because what the hell is that? At first I was like, is this just like him having double vision or something? But we see, specifically the scene with the picking up the couch is like, there's no way that can be double vision. That is people. There's multiple people here.
There's a cleanup team.
There's gotta be a cleanup team. And, like, yeah, I don't know. Who are they? And what does Stick do? Like, does he, I assumed he was kind of like homeless before, like more like a vagrant, just sort of went around and did whatever, just stole whatever he wanted to eat. I assumed probably didn't have much money. But if he has the whole cleanup team,
last episode though, he did like break ties with Elektra. Like, it seemed like that was a clear, I'm not going to help you anymore.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking in general.
Sure.
Because she would know these people through Stick, right?
I mean, they could be her people. Like, she's rich.
Oh, shit, I didn't think about that at all. Yeah, that's probably more likely. It's like, yeah, because then she could pay him a fuckload of money, too.
Yeah, and they don't have to be, like, in the war or anything. They could just be, like, crime scene cleanup or something.
Yeah. Like, I was specifically thinking, anyone that Elektra would know would be through Stick.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the case. In terms of the war sort of stuff and other powered people, if not including, I don't think she's powered, but other people like that. But yeah, that might not be the case. I think it's got to be something like she paid her own, she has maids and butlers and all these janitors and stuff that will just do whatever the hell she wants them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes total sense. I mean, it's almost basically what we just saw with the prison stuff. Real parallel to that, I guess. I mean, speaking of which, Elektra enjoying killing when she was 12 years old just to see if she could, do it. And she is so much more insane than I thought she was gonna be.
Like, last episode, I had the whole, is there something else to the, what you really are? Like, I was wondering if it was more of a power thing or even. Yeah. But that line really cemented me on, like, no. What she is really is a killer. Like, she does genuinely enjoy killing. That is the thing where she was like, Matt thinks I'm good, but I love killing.
And even then, I was like, oh yeah, the last episode you were like, yeah, and then she went out there, Saul was a kid, and killed him anyway. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't think that's what happened. I think she, saw Matt was getting attacked, ran out there, slit his throat, and then was horrified at the fact that it was a kid. But no, that isn't what it was at all. She ran out there, saw it was a kid, slit the kid's throat, super happy about it, and then was like, oh, I did that in front of Matt.
Mm. Yeah, because, like, in that scene, you can tell, like, she has this moment where she's like, will you still, do you still want me? And she has this little smile there. I was like, is that a traumatized smile?
Yeah.
But I think it was I liked that smile, but do you still like this?
Yeah. Like, she has that moment where she cuts him and she's, like, smiling, and it drops a little bit, and then she asks that to Matt while smiling again. Like, she has that moment of, like, oh, I did that in front of Matt. Mm-hmm. Oh, but maybe Matt will still accept me after all this.
Yeah.
And then, even throughout this episode, she's acting more chipper of, like, he'll still accept me after this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, girl, you gotta go to jail. Jesus. I mean, as we've been talking about all season, her role in this season has just been the villain that Matt is in love with, essentially. Like, every time she's like, I'm gonna go do this thing, and Matt has to go with her because, one, he was interested in the hand, and what they were doing, but also, before he even knew about that, was just because he was worried about what she was going to do out there. And, yeah, very justifiably. Fuck, man. And, like, yeah, killing the kid and saying, like, oh, but it was in self-defense. He was attacking you, Matt, and everything. Mm-hmm. Which, like, I've given that, excuse plenty of times before, where it's like, you can't feel bad for having to kill them when it's in self-defense or whatever, but when it's a kid, you don't kill child soldiers. Yeah. Like, you don't kill them. Nobody kills, I mean, people kill child soldiers. The bad people kill child soldiers.
Right.
Yeah, and like this specific instance of having to kill a kid because in self-defense, that has come up in another MCU series that I have watched, that I am definitely more on the side of, like, yeah, that was, like, I can understand how that's going to wreck you as a person for the rest of your life, but it's something that it's like, you're not a bad person. It was a powered child, so it's like, you're like, there's literally nothing you can do except kill them. There's no, there was no other option. But there's plenty of other options.
Yeah.
This is not like an unstoppable. You can arrest this kid. You can put him in jail. You can not even do that, because that's not what we do with child soldiers anyway. We give them a better life.
Yeah.
We unteach them the brainwashing that they've usually been put through, and shit. And 90% of the time, you don't even have to do that. They don't want to be fighting. Most of the time, they're forced to. So, just getting them out of that situation is enough. Fuck me. What else do we have this episode? Matt and Foggy splitting up. I think, again, all these talks we've been getting have been very needed, and this is something that I've said at the beginning of the season of Foggy needs to give a little bit too. I see where Foggy's coming from for a lot of this stuff. And I agree with him totally for the Frank case stuff. Everything on that, he has every right to be pissed off. Matt is a huge fucking piece of shit with everything regarding that. But in terms of overall everything in life and stuff like that, you know, he can't expect Matt to give up being Daredevil.
Right.
Like, Falky, you can't be that selfish. That's extremely selfish. To be, you know, and I get where he's coming from with seeing him beaten up, seeing him almost dead, and all that. But this is probably the best thing to do. Foggy is never going to be able to accept this, at least right now, with his mindset.
Yeah.
I say never, but, you know, right now he's not going to be able to accept it. And so it's extremely unhealthy for both of them, because then Matt is distracted while he's out there doing that sort of stuff, and then he's distracted while he's doing the lawyer sort of stuff because he knows that Foggy's. It's a vicious cycle that hopefully this will fix, and hopefully they can come back together, you know, and do the firm again at a later point. But I think going their separate ways for a while, and I don't know if I would ever want Karen to come back, because I really like Karen as a news reporter, like bulletin person, and I hope that sticks. That would be so dope. But even then, I don't know if Foggy and Matt will, you know, work together in the same practice again. I can totally see the rest of Daredevil in season 3, even and forward, being Foggy in his own practice, or working with Marcy at Hogarth and whatever, and Matt doing either solo practicing, or again working with a bigger group, or doing something. He wouldn't do something different. It would have to be a lawyer. There's no way he's gonna do something different. But I mean, Foggy might just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go run the butcher shop." But I don't think that would lead to very many interesting Foggy plot lines, which I think they're still gonna give us plenty of.
Yeah, he has been fantastic. Like, if they dropped him for season 3, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, and maybe he'll be part-time butcher, part-time lawyer, full-time hero.
I mean, considering the amount of money they make at the law office, he might have to run the butcher shop to get money to run the law office.
Yeah. I would love to see, like, you know, it's like, you know, Jimmy from Better Call Saul at the very beginning running it out of the nail salon, where, like, he's taking clients in the butcher shop. That would be amazing. But then he definitely can't be paid in food anymore. He's got to be like, all right, you got to pay me money. If I'm going to be your lawyer, you got to buy some meat. Okay, we're getting off track. Where the hell were we? Yeah, I don't know, just how do you feel about them splitting up and all that? I've been talking so much. Give me a break.
I think it's going to lead to, like, the worst thing that could happen now is if they just get back together. I think they need some time apart. Like, Foggy does not appreciate himself. I think being apart would actually be, like, it would give him some time to appreciate what he can do and appreciate what Matt brought to the table.
Yeah.
Like, I'd actually really like to see a situation where Foggy has a solo practice and Matt is just, like a consultant or something.
Yeah,
because that would also give Matt the freedom to, you know, not always be around, to mostly focus on being Daredevil, but then when he has free time, he could help out.
I would love that.
Yeah, and that would let Foggy shine if it was, you know, his practice featuring Matt's.
Yeah.
Instead of them being together, because when they're together, they're not really together. Like, when they're together, Matt is the one on top.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that.
Though I'm not against the idea of the law and butcher shop. It also feels very Foggy.
It does. I don't know if I could see the show doing that, but I would love it.
Yeah. And I do think, like, also having Karen be separate from them would be pretty nice. Like, it would let her stand on her own 2 feet, and I do think she works better as a journalist than as a secretary.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like she is good at, like, as Foggy said, she is. Surprisingly, it took to this stuff incredibly well.
Yeah,
this is not something she's really ever done before. I mean, she's always done filing and everything like that, but like lawyer stuff she's never done before, and she like took to the lawyer stuff and knew the laws and all that shit and the rules, and damn, she was impressive.
But like, as they brought up, like, working in law does not mean finding the truth. In theory, you know, sometimes it does, but it is mostly about defending a client or about, you know, prosecution.
Yeah.
And what Karen likes to do is find the truth. So I could see another situation where she is, like, she's with the Bulletin and she helps them.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the same way that Ben did and everything.
Yeah, like, she could be the Ben.
Yeah. which yeah, I love this. Her getting Ben's old office, her working at the Bulletin now, and Elliot and Karen, I both like as characters. They're interesting characters, but together they are great. Like, they're a fantastic dynamic. Karen and Ben, it was all right of a dynamic. Karen and Matt, Ben and Matt, or Ben and Daredevil specifically, I was super fascinated with the dynamic with them in like the one scene we got, and I was really hoping we were gonna get more, and then he died immediately in that episode. But you know, his dynamic with Karen, it was all right. Ben by himself was fantastic. Karen by herself, Elliot by himself, but together, they're great.
Yeah.
So it is amazing that they need these two characters to come together to be, you know, Ben as good as the one character by himself.
Yeah.
But I do think that they both bring something completely different to the table than Ben did. Right? Ben was the best reporter, you know. They keep building him up as like he's the best reporter in New York City, essentially.
Yeah.
And so now having to constantly live up to that is yeah, I love it as a character growth that's going to be happening.
I also find it fascinating that, despite really liking all these characters, I do find that they really shine the most when they're separate. Like, I would really love it if Season 3 was a season where everyone's way more separated than they are right now, but we still get to see as much of them as we see now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to be... Because that's what I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're going to get back together at the end of the season, or if they're going to be separate for good. Because if they do get back together, we still got quite a few number of episodes where hopefully they would be apart. Yeah. Which I'm so down for that. Like, seeing each of these characters completely by themselves. And seeing if that is better or worse for them in different ways.
Right.
Like, Karen, I can't see how any of this is worse for everything here. Like, Foggy and Matt, it's going to be interesting to see if this is better or worse for them. But Karen is like, 100% better. And now she's working with people who know her past, who are fine with her past, and all that.
Yeah.
Which, let's jump into that, I guess.
Oh, boy.
So, what, were you going to say something first?
I was going to say, completely missed this the first time around. Caught it the second time.
Okay, well, first off, you know, she had killed a teen in a mystery accident. Mystery accident, I assume just meaning hit and run. I assume it wasn't like, you know, really weird. I mean, it could be, but I assume it was just like a hit and run. But the teen brother the teen that she killed was her brother, assumingly her younger brother. Kevin Page was the name on the clip, the news, you know, clipping. So, and then she fled the scene for some reason. Like, she killed her younger brother and then fled the scene. But why? Like, was she doing something else at the time? Was she, like, you know, doing something bad that he was with her and something happened? I don't know. But, you know, now I can see a little bit more why she would think the Punisher is coming after her, you know?
And even all the way back in Season 1, when, you know, the person dies in front of her and she's framed for it, and she says, you know, I didn't do this.
Yeah. I
can read that way more as, you know, not a, I'm a good person, I couldn't have done this, but more of a, like, I've killed someone before, but I didn't do this.
Yeah. Like, I've been so... It seemed like she did kill somebody through, like, a lot of what she's, you know, implied throughout the series, but I kept going, it can't be that. It has to be something so much less, because she's so, like, startled by any small little criminal thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I kept saying it had to be, like, an accident or something. But even then, with Wesley, I was like, it seemed like that was the first time she took a life. But no, I mean, that was the first time she took a life of her own volition.
Right.
Which is why it was so different. And it obviously was bringing back so much trauma. I think that's also why it was affecting her in such a big, huge way.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, her... And now why she's talking to the Punisher and comes to the fact of, like, you know, what I did before, that was bad. When I killed Wesley, that was justifiable. You know. Also, there was the thing... It was blurry. I could barely make it out, like, as it was going up the clip. All I could make out was something about a little old man with a gray military mustache removing his shoe and his sock being stained with blood?
Okay.
You know, could just be some random ass pedestrian saying something, like, you know, standing around when it happened, whatever. But, like, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna come back or whatever, but that was all I could make out.
I feel like it's gotta, because this is the, like, in other clippings and stuff, they're just kind of newspapers, but this was the Karen folder.
Yeah.
And you can see on, like, the sides, the other things also referred to this accident a little bit.
Yeah.
So, it's gotta be something. I just don't know what it could possibly be.
Yeah. There was, like, there was some line right under that old man line that seemed so much more interesting, but I couldn't make out, like, anything. But, like, I don't know. I have no even... But it seemed like something, but we're not supposed to see it yet.
Yeah.
So, now, moving ahead to the next part of this episode.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about the Daredevil stuff now.
Oh yeah, he's here.
That happened. Remember the main character of the show? Had a lot happen this episode too. So we get the return of Stan, the greedy accountant guy, who, well, you know, I say greedy accountant as just like the thing that Daredevil called him, but he wasn't a greedy accountant. He is just an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting any extra money here. He's just being held captive. And yeah, this is definitely a big difference between like this guy and Owlsley.
Right.
Like, you can really tell that Owlsley was good at what he did and was, you know, even being the accountant type of character, he was comfortable-ish in the criminal environment. He had some ball. I mean, he had actually some of the biggest balls in the whole damn series.
I mean, he was hiding a lot of his balls a lot of the time.
Yeah, he was actually, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, putting on the face of seeming like he had no balls a lot of times. But, yeah, like, I love, you know, now that season one's over, we're seeing a lot of, like, comparisons to, like, the person who was, like, the best at their job, and now we have, like, the person who is, like, they're expecting the most out of them to be that thing, whether it be, like, Karen, or whether it be the hand expecting the most out of this guy.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot, I mean, that's been the big theme of this season is, again, they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Right? They think they know you, but they don't know you. And that ties even as far to this random ass Stan guy.
Yeah.
You know? They expect the most out of him because they're probably used to Owlsley. And so that's why he's being put through hell. He convinces Daredevil, or he doesn't convince him, Matt is just like, you know, let me go to the fucking farm, I'll take it on.
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
didn't want this to happen.
No, I do love they're like, oh yeah, it's this huge fortress, you're never gonna get inside, I've tried before. And then we just hard cut to Matt inside the fortress, like, yeah, I knocked out all the guards, the whole fight's over, don't worry about it. You've seen me do it a bunch of times. Because it's true, we've seen it so much that we know, there's no like, wait, how did he get inside? It's like, yeah, Matt can. We've seen Matt take down them in, you know, basically one take. Like, so the hallway scene and the stairwell scene do such a great job of making you believe that Matt can handle himself in those situations.
Yeah.
So yeah, we. Where do I even start here?
I mean, we're at the farm, right?
We're at the farm. I know, but I don't know what to talk about first here. We get all the fucking children in cages, and there is blood being, you know, to them or from them. I assume from them, being put into this big ass urn.
Yeah.
That I assume Nobu is taking downstairs and giving it to some fucking demon thing. I don't know.
Okay.
He's awakening some ancient being, right? Something like that. They're calling it the Rising. But Nova's back.
Yeah, Nova's back.
I'm so happy. Like, you know, Wilson's the big bad. Of course, I'm gonna love him. But like, out of all the characters in season one, out of any of them that I wanted to come back, even if I could get Ben to come back alive, no, Nobu.
Really?
Nobu is who I want.
Really?
Absolutely, I love Nobu. I don't know. It is because his actor also reminds me of like a guy that has been on like a ton of Mega 64 videos that I'm very familiar with. So his actor reminds me of somebody else, which is part of the reason why I like him. But aside from all that, he is just, his fight with Matt was like, you know, again, we talked about it a couple episodes before. The final fight between Daredevil and Kingpin, You know,
Mhm.
it was okay, but it was more of an ideological fight.
Right.
Whereas, like, the actual physicalness of it, it was more just like, you know, big poundies, big punches and stuff. But it's like some bruises, and then he's fine.
Yeah.
But Nobu, it's like you cut him up here, he's cut him up there, he's got him in the back, he's got him like just scarred up everywhere. Yeah. And Matt has equally given him plenty of scars.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I'm interested to see how the whole resurrection thing works, because, like, it's not that Nobu is literally still burnt to a crisp, but it's also not that he's perfectly pristine. Like, he has some burns on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and he was sitting there roasting for quite a while.
Yeah, like, we had a shot of him, like, that was what made me think we're definitely not getting him back. Because
Yeah.
he's motionless on the ground, still on fire.
He was on fire for so
Yeah.
long. Yeah, so it's got to have some sort of regenerative effects, which is probably what the blood is.
Mhm.
But I assume it was a, like, we revived Nobu enough. That's
Sure.
good. We got him to this point, now switch it to the big guy we want. Right? But Nobu is probably their best fighter.
Yeah, I guess that could also be it. Like, you know, the main, like, OG members of the Hands might get the full regeneration, but someone like Nobu only gets, you know, enough.
Yeah. But I think what Nobu actually, you know, also makes it very fascinating about is that, you know, this does mean that the Yakuza and the Hand, like, that they weren't the Yakuza at any point, and Fisk didn't even know who the fuck he was working with.
Right. It's
like, that's actually insane.
Yeah.
I love that, like, sort of. I mean, it's not really. I probably could have, you know, understood that going into this when, you know, Stick was talking about it all being connected. But yeah, like, you know, Stick was on to who they were, but Fisk is just like, I'm working with the Yakuza, I guess.
Yeah.
Why does Yakuza want this place? Whatever. I don't care. You know. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
But the jacket that Nobu has now, so cool. It's so much better than, like, the ninja outfit. Him looking like, you know, punished Nobu. You know? I don't know what other way to put it than that.
It is so baller.
Everything about it is so cool. The like. I don't know. I just love it. I love Nobu. I'm so excited. I don't know what this being, their awakening, could be. I mean, the fact they're calling it the Rising 2.
Yeah.
What is that about? It's got to be big as hell, too. Yeah. But Nobu's bringing this urn down when this is not the whole place at all.
Yeah, not the whole.
So, what is happening?
I mean, it could be a sideways movement. Like, they have a small shaft, but then the hole is the really, really deep one. Like, they could be going, like, across the city with it at some points.
Maybe. Yeah. Just all the subways are connected into the hole. Oh my god. I mean, can you imagine just being on the subway, you just, you know, just huge hole diving down the fucking train?
Boy.
What? I don't know. I got no theories as well. This giant... It's gotta be giant. I mean, watch it be, you know, completely out of left field. Nothing of what I'm predicting. But, like, it's gotta be giant. It's gotta be not human. But they are... And it's like, it used to exist, right? It's something they are reviving. They are bringing back from the dead. Oh, man. I mean, I am expecting some sort of Japanese demon sort of fucking thing.
Like, could this be connected at all to the Black Sky?
I mean, okay, so the Black Skies are the children, which are, I don't know if it's like their power, they're just any kind of powered individual, or if it's something very specific, but they're taking the blood from the Black Skies and giving that into this big-ass urn thing, which they're going to give to the demon. Or the blood, I don't think, would have to go into the urn for the Nobu thing. I think they would just put the blood in something smaller and, you know, use that on Nobu's corpse, and that would revive him. But I think that all these people in cages are Black Skies.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
there's one other thing that we brought up, like, last episode, which was that, like, Stick said they've never awoken the Black Sky, yeah?
Yeah, that is true.
But, I mean, to be fair, that could be separate from this. Like, it could be, you can take the blood out of a Black Sky, but also you can awake them.
Yeah,
Like, we don't have
It's
enough
hard.
information to really drill down any deeper than that.
But like what they're digging to and what Nobu is bringing the urn to, I don't think is a black sky.
Okay.
Because that seems like a one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas black skies are multiple and are definitely the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe both. Maybe the kids and the big thing are called black skies.
Maybe. Yeah.
So they're taking multiple juices from black skies into one big black sky to revive one big one.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Because
know.
also, like, the Hand is such a like, they're a big organization, and they're an old one. And Stick said they've never awoken a black sky.
Yeah. And the Hand also makes me think of, like, possession as well.
Mm.
Like, maybe it's not some physical thing that they're awakening, but something that would, like, take over Nobu's body, take over some of their other bodies, and, like, you know.
Maybe.
You know, it would be something like Punisher shoots him in the head, they go, and keep coming. Like, where they're just, like, possessed bodies.
Okay.
Instead of, like, being, like... But this definitely seems like Nobu. This doesn't seem like, oh, it's his body being possessed by something.
Yeah, like, especially, you know, his back and forth with Matt. It
Yeah.
felt very personal.
So, like, if it is something like possession, it's not happening with Nobu right now.
Yeah.
It would have to be something separate. But Hand makes me think possession, makes me feel like puppets and, like, you know, control, all that sort of stuff. I don't know. Do you have any other theories before I end this?
No, I'm tapped out.
Okay. Well, no, I said I was going to end this. Oh, skipped over so much in my notes here. But Frank and Fisk now working together. Working together. More of Frank is doing what he was naturally going to do, and that is just going to aid the Kingpin.
Yeah.
I was going to say aid the Fisk. So, Frank getting released has, you know, I honestly, they kept talking about the whole episode, and I kept, like, not taking it seriously.
Right.
Up until there it happened, I was like, oh, okay, it did happen. I thought we were going to get at least, like, a whole episode, next episode, of, like, how they were going to do it, but, like, oh, it was so easy.
Yeah.
I really was expecting this to be a big issue, but, no, pretty easy. But yeah, now he's out, he's going to be, hunting down the blacksmith. Not sure how he's going to do that. Like, I'm not sure what step one is.
I imagine, like, Fisk had to have given him, like, a little more information that we didn't see. He has to have a lead, right?
I mean,
maybe not.
Where else would he go? To Reyes? Like, just directly?
Maybe, yeah.
Could be.
Either to Reyes or... I don't know how he'd find Karen, but maybe Karen.
Yeah, because she is looking into it with the undercover cop thing and everything. So, yeah, I mean, he could find Karen easy. He does his homework. He knows how to do that shit. It's not like he's stupid. He'll find her. I mean, he probably knows where she lives.
Yeah.
We've never even seen where Karen lives, have we?
I don't think so.
Any idea where she lives? Like, you know, I don't know if how well off she... I mean, well, she
Not
can't be
very
any
well.
well off than the rest of them. What else? Yeah, the whole Frank scene with him killing everybody, that was insane. That was nuts. I left most of it in, so I don't really have anything else to say about it that wasn't in the reaction. It was fucking cool. I loved it. Yeah. I don't know. There was one guy that was, like, twitching there at the end. I don't know if it's gonna be something again of, like, him trying to get revenge on Punisher later, like, way later, like, do you remember me? I was in that jail cell where you killed everybody except for me. Well, I mean, I don't think he killed anybody there except for, like, the one guy. Well,
I mean, that was a lot of shanking.
Yeah. But also plenty of just, like, punching, too.
True.
A lot of, to be fair, it's hard to kill somebody with a shank. You know? If you just shank somebody in the side, they're probably not gonna die. Shanks are not, you know, you gotta shank somebody, like, 20 fucking times for them to die.
Yeah.
So, like...
But, like, the thing that made me think a lot of those were lethal was that... Like, when Daredevil himself has a scene like that, a lot of the time we do see, like, the people get back up and they continue fighting. We didn't see that a lot with Frank.
No, we saw it a couple times. But, like, there was, like, 1 or 2 times where the guys got back up and kept fighting. But, which I love as a thing in Daredevil, by the way. It's so consistent with Daredevil that I love it. But, yeah, Some of them I don't think he killed. At least let's say about half he killed.
Sure.
3/4 maybe. But yeah, it. The fact that he wasn't killing them, I actually think made it feel more hectic.
Right.
Like it was just trying to get any blow in he could.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if that guy's gonna come back and get revenge in some way. That's all I have. I think so much this episode. Man, the blood stuff was creeping me out so much before, like, we found out it was, like, you know, blood being poured. Like, I was picturing, like, the gravitonium stuff in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but, like, blood. Like, just this big, hovering blob of, like, you know, living blood or whatever.
Yeah. Because the way Matt hears it is just this big...
Yeah. And the same thing, when he first was talking about the dirt, I was also like, what the hell is in here? When he was describing it as like, oh, it's all uniform, there's no space. So I was picturing a liquid, and I was like, what the fuck is in this car? But yeah, they've been doing a really great job of, through Matt's senses, just creeping me the hell out with my imagination. Like, it puts me in Matt's shoes so much, where I was thinking, like, when this guy's bringing him down here, if it is just some big blob of blood floating in the sky, like, how the hell is Matt gonna ever know what it is if it's supernatural? He's gonna have to rely on, like, what is that? And the guy gonna be like, it's a thing, Matt. It's a scary thing. And I'm like, gosh, dude, be more descriptive. But, yeah, like, if this thing is, like, supernatural, I don't know how he's gonna perceive what it is. That's it. Finally, we're done. I feel like we could have talked plenty more about the Frank and Fisk stuff, but this has already been going on for nearly an hour.
Yeah.
Just everything around Frank and Fisk and their butting heads this episode was
perfect.
Very well done. At the very beginning with Fisk shredding his clothes and his pride and all that, I love that. Like, just see, like, the slowness to it and how the sound effect of his pins hitting the thing. This episode, everything in it was just done perfectly. That's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Get the fuck out of here.